I'm Yoko, and the day that this should be going up is July 21st, which is my OC Hiroto Nakamine's birthday, so today is his OC Spotlight video. That being said, I almost forgot to do this video on time, and I blame Artfight. I'm so behind. If you haven't seen any of these OC Spotlights before, I'm making these videos dedicated to all of my Danganronpa OCs from my comic Despair Emporium. And I suggest checking out the OC Spotlight playlist that's linked below or in a card above for more general context, especially if you have no idea what the Danganronpa series is. The first video in that playlist will give you all the context you need. And for the people that stick around with no context whatsoever, just a heads up, the Danganronpa series is meant for a typically older audience and contains more adult themes, including but not limited to murder. But with that said, let's get to talking about Hiroto. Art-wise, we are once again doing a doodle page. Also, I am drawing it after I record this audio because I'm running late on this video. Hiroto Nakamine is the ultimate jockey. And design-wise, I realized I basically gave him Rover's outfit from Animal Crossing, and that wasn't intentional, but I kind of find it hilarious now that I look at him, because subconsciously I just said, yeah, you're Rover now. Other actual intentional design inspirations came from Sarah from Horseland, which was why he ended up blonde. Side note, I barely remember that show, but I remember it was cute, and it involved horses, so you know. Hiroto is also bisexual for anyone wondering his sexuality, and personality-wise, he's a very rich boy who talks in a generally formal way, but with a lot of more words than he really needs. Writing his dialogue is very fun for me, but it also led to me struggling with giant text bubbles in my comic. I really need to break it up more than I do. Hiroto is a generally kind character, but sometimes comes off as rude when he doesn't mean to due to just his rich background. I'll do a quote from him real quick when he heard that a character had a horse, but it turned out to be a workhorse on her farm. I apologize for assuming that you were of a higher economic class. That was presumptuous of me. So does your talent have anything to do with farming? Boy really just said, oh my bad, I didn't realize you were poor, and didn't mean it as an insult. When called out by another character for being rude, he did immediately apologize, and he's very genuine with that. He doesn't mean to actually make anyone feel bad. Oh yeah, in the comic, he also calls everyone by their last name and Mr. and Mrs. in front of it. Colby, you're purring into my microphone. Baby. For anyone that doesn't know, we have a new kitten. And he is attacking the microphone right now. I'm not sure if I'm going to cut this out. If you can hear vibrating in the background, it is Colby purring while he's sitting on my lap, and I'm trying to get him not to attack my microphone. But yeah, Hiroto calls everyone Mr. and Miss in the comic. Since this is Danganronpa and all the characters would definitely be Japanese, just pretend that he's using overly formal honorifics instead that fit more with the language. And speaking of Japanese, according to Google, Hiroto can mean big/great or command/esteem, combined with person or soar/fly, depending on the kanji. A little ironic considering he is on the small side, being only 5'4". I barely remember my thought process behind his naming since it was years ago, but I do remember that the soar/fly part was me thinking it fit well of how he could feel riding horses. As for Nakamine, Google says it means go-between or peak/summit, and I'm 99% sure I picked this last name completely randomly. But yeah, he's kind of just a sheltered rich boy with a big horse obsession. He owns multiple horses and his family has a breeding program as well, but the one that I've actually drawn for the comic is named Silverwind. Again, Wind calling back to the fact that his name has soar/fly in it. And Hiroto's had him since Silverwind was born, and Silverwind is now 6 years old. Many of his horses are retired racehorses since they have short careers. He loves all his horses, equally retired or not, and due to being rich, he has lots of staff to watch over them when he's unable to do so. Hiroto can be very head-empty, only horses sometimes, and he really wants to share his love to others, offering riding lessons to those interested, and he encourages everyone to try. And into some of your questions. A lot of the questions you guys had for him had to do with the horse or his status as a jockey in general, so I'm going to go through those real quick. Colby is being an absolute gremlin right now. This is so hard to record audio. Thank you, baby. A good horse question example is the person who asked, is he a horse person? Yes or yes? The answer is yes. Another question was if he lived on a barn or just owned horses because he's rich. The second option being the correct one here. Another person asked how he got his horse, which I kind of answered already since Silverwind was born from his family's breeding program. But as for how he started riding / how long he has had horses in general, his parents took him to see the horse races when he was very, very young, and he said he really wanted to ride horses like that. So his parents started his training at a very young age. Another question was, what's Hiroto's favorite part of a race? The anticipation, the race itself, training, victory? And the answer is the fact that he gets to bond with his horses in the first place. As long as he does good, his parents continue funding him and don't mind if he spends most of his days with the animals. And another question was, what's his favorite type of horse and favorite coat? He only owns thoroughbreds, but he's fascinated by all kinds. He finds Appaloosas beautiful and loves the look of Clydesdales. He also finds ponies cute, and yes, he definitely watched My Little Pony. Rarity is his favorite. As for favorite coat, I don't really think he cares. I think he just thinks all horses are pretty. And as for the non-horse related questions, kind of, what's his favorite animal that is not a horse? He thinks peacocks are pretty, but in general, he has horses in the brain constantly. And the other part of that question was, what's his favorite kind of weather? He likes the in-between of a clear spring or fall day with a cool breeze. Not too hot, not too cold. Next question was, what hobbies does he have? Outside of his horses, he's usually busy with his duties his parents give him, but he enjoys the bit of casual painting on the side as well. And the last question, I think, was why is he important to the story and what are his goals? Goal-wise, he just wants to have fun, and to do that, he needs to succeed in his races. More than that is entering kind of spoiler territory of his free time events. And as for why he's important, Danganronpa is a series where every character has the potential of being killed or killing someone else. Some characters are more important to the overall story than others, but overall, everyone's in the same boat of being kidnapped into a killing game. And as of now, we're going to be entering already revealed story spoiler territory, so if you're intrigued and haven't already, I suggest leaving here and checking out the Despair Emporium comic before you get spoiled. I'm going to start leaving spoiler stuff like this at the end of these videos. Thank you for watching if you end here, and let's get into spoilers. Hiroto is a character with a lot of eyes on him in Chapter 2, considering in this chapter everyone's pets are brought into the picture. He's initially very excited to have Silverwind with him, but he is terrified at the reveal that the motive to get people killing is that a random pet will die every night that a murder does not occur. He does his best to distract himself, but fear eats away at him slowly, leading to him attempting to stop this by a sacrifice of sorts. As for how that goes, you've probably read the comic if you got to this point, but if you didn't, you should read it. But yeah, overall, Hiroto is a kind-hearted guy who is unfortunate in the universe of Danganronpa. And with that said, thank you for watching. I'm recording this at 5 p.m. the day before this video is supposed to go up, so that's fun. If you enjoyed this video and haven't already, I'd appreciate if you could like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. And if everything goes according to schedule and I don't have to move it back a week, I should see you next time on the 30th with Year 10 of Galaxy Clan. Thank you for listening to me ramble about my horse boy, and I'll see you next time. Peace.